Y'all, it's Risa with another speed build. So, if you watch me on my Twitch, which is Curlmeister Sisters if you haven't been before, I have been playing some Phasmophobia with some friends, and I did it on stream, and I've also been doing it off stream because, it's fun. I'm enjoying it. And now that we have the paranormal pack out and we can make haunted houses, I immediately knew I wanted to build one of the houses in Phasmophobia because I was like, this is perfect. I can make a haunted house. And let me tell you, it's fantastic. The architecture that goes on in Phasmophobia is inspiring. I specifically chose the Ridgeview Road House to build because it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I absolutely love it. It has the front of the house. One part of it has no windows whatsoever. And then just like a trellis on one part of it. But that's it. And it is the weirdest looking house. I absolutely love it. It's great. I'm not really great at that map because I can't open doors. This is going to sound very, very silly, but I absolutely can't open doors in Phasmophobia. I'm not capable of it. So it makes for some really funny things. So the first thing I did was I took out the map, that you get in the van, right? So if you've never played Phasmophobia before, you have like this truck van base basically where you have all of like your equipment and stuff, and from there you get like all of your objectives, and there's like a map on the wall on a monitor that you can see what the map is like, the house or whatever building you're in. So I used that to do the floor plan first, and then I went to go make the outside of the house look like it should, and it made no sense with the floor plan. So what I've had to do to make it make sense and look like a house on the outside, basically is I had to add like empty rooms basically so that it would make sense outside and inside. So anytime you do a video game build, basically, what ends up having to happen is you have to kind of add extra rooms and stuff. Just like when I did the Life is Strange house, which you can also find. I did Chloe's house. It's on my gallery under my ID kookykitt. So just like when I did that, I had to add some extra rooms that just don't make sense. So it was difficult in that way. I actually have to go through, and the other thing is that the scale in The Sims is just really, really weird. The scale in The Sims isn't like the scale in real life or even in Phasmophobia. So something that in like real life would be like a square in The Sims, right, is basically a meter square, but it doesn't quite work like that because some things in real life are smaller or bigger than what would work for that. So in The Sims, one counter is a square. So one counter is 3 feet by 3 feet, basically. So it doesn't really work quite like it should because sometimes we have counters that are bigger or smaller and stuff like that. So we can't really make it work as well in The Sims as it would in real life or even in other video games because Phasmophobia itself is done in, I think it's Unity. And obviously you have a little more freedom when it comes to what you can do in Unity versus what you can do in The Sims, like where you place things and, walls can be slightly longer than a multiple of 3. Stuff like that, or shorter. So what I ended up having to do is kind of fiddle around with the floor plan until something worked. And that also meant that once I got into a room and I started trying to furnish a room, I had to then mess with how big the room was. It ended up being a little weird because of that, but I'm still really proud of how this turned out. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I really enjoy it. I also had a lot of issues with the windows with shutters in the front, because in The Sims we don't really have any too wide windows with shutters that looked like what the like windows in the game look like. So I had to use like these one wide ones that have a shutter on one side and put them together, but they don't like fit together properly. So I had to do a lot of messing around with it, which is great. So my favorite part of this entire house is the kitchen. The kitchen is the weirdest thing. I absolutely love it. You'll see how when I get into it, I made sure to include the fact that there is still carpeting underneath the appliances in the actual map in the game, which, fantastic. Just, mwah, love that. Carpeted kitchen. It's beautiful. So I'm just about to start doing that, and I also really love in the game how we have this like island in the center, but they didn't really like use island counters in the game. So they have like this like ridge in the middle, which I could not get to look right. I tried to do like I experimented with putting a half wall in between to see if that would look right, and nothing really looked right, so I ended up just not doing it. I just have regular counters and stuff that I did, which ended up it ended up fine, but it was really funny. It was just really funny to me, and I'm just it's so weird. The kitchen is just really, really weird, and like you'll see once I start doing, here's the bit which is hilarious, because it's like half counters, and then it's like there are like 3 cabinets, but one of them is like spaced further away from the others, and it's like open and empty, and it's so funny to me because it just makes very little sense. And because of the scale of The Sims, I had to do the island a little smaller than what it's like in the game. But then, here I go, I'm including that weird bit of the just really weird bit of hardwood floors right in the middle. Which is so weird. It's absolutely, it's strange. It's very strange in game. Like, my favorite part is the fact that there's carpet underneath the fridge and stove. That is so fucking funny to me. It is hilarious. So here's what I was able to do. So I put this up in the gallery. It's under my ID kookykitt if you would like to download it. And I made sure that before I uploaded it to the gallery, I turned all of the lights, the color and intensity, really low so that it makes more sense. The area over here was just really, really weird and hard to get right with the office and everything, because there's like a hallway, and off the hallway there is a bathroom and as well as a utilities room on the other side. And then there's an office at the end, which is how you get through to the garage. And like, I know it makes sense in game, but it doesn't make sense for how it would work in how that would work. So, that reminds me. So technically there is a basement in the build, but it's not furnished. And that's because when I went into the game to take some screenshots of the game, I ended up, basically what I had to do was I just jumped in the game itself because I couldn't find any good lit screenshots for inside of the house. So I had to jump in the game myself and do it. And how that worked out for me is it meant that I was just jumping in a solo game. And I was just like creating a private room, just over and over again until I got the option of the Ridgeview Road House. I know there's probably an easier way to do it, but that's just what I was doing. And the first time I was able to hop in, it was under amateur, so it was fine. And I was going around and taking all the pictures downstairs, but I forgot to turn lights off when I left rooms. So it's more likely for the power to go out when you do that. So I did that, and the power went out, and I was like, oh darn, I'm gonna have to like hop back in because I don't want to have to deal with this. I just want to be able to do this quick. And then the next time I was able to hop in, it was on professional, which I'm not very good at this game. Like, we're just gonna put that out there. I'm not good at Phasmophobia. I die a lot. But I was just kind of, I'm like, it's fine. I'll just go around, like, and try to take pictures as quickly as possible. And I went around upstairs and I took all the pictures I could. And then I went downstairs to take pictures of the basement, and the ghost started hunting. Like, immediately, and all of the doors, like, I couldn't open any of the doors anymore, which I already have issues trying to open the doors because of just, like, how my hands work, which is a whole different, like, conversation. But, it was just really, really funny that it just starts hunting, and I just go, oh no, I don't want to do this anymore. So, I just hopped out, and I didn't take any pictures of the basement, so I just didn't do the basement. So yeah, there's a basement there, it's just not furnished. You can furnish it yourselves. I'm not going to do it, because it's weird. Oh, also, I love that they have this rug, this, like, blue rug, in, like, 3 different rooms, and they're all just, like, not in the right, like, a logical place to have a rug. So it's like, it's not centered on anything properly. Half of them are like partly under a bed, but not all the way under the bed. It's so weird. However, I love that The Sims just straight up has that rug, and I was able to use it. So all of the bedrooms, I ended up having to like mess with the scale a little bit. So the bedrooms are all smaller than they look in the game, which, like, whatever, it doesn't matter. But just so you know, it does mean that I did have to fudge around with, like, what was going on. Also, I specifically there is a stuff pack, Vintage Glamour stuff, and in Vintage Glamour stuff, they introduced a vanity into the game. It's you have to have that pack to get a vanity. So I never had the pack. I realized that there's a vanity in the parents' bathroom in this house, and I was like, that's fine. I'll just get Vintage Glamour stuff and I'll be able to do that. However, the stupid vanity in The Sims 4 is gigantic, and if you size it down, it doesn't work. Because a lot of times I'll size things down so that they fit into places, but sizing down the vanity, I wouldn't mind if it was just that The Sims can't use it, but it's not just that. It sizes down, and you'll see me do it in a little bit, I think, but it sizes down to something that, like, the mirror just doesn't look right anymore. So it was just really, really weird. Also, a lot of these things, we don't have, like, good versions of whatever is in the game. Like, sometimes there are things where I'm like, oh, that's, I was able to find something that looks very similar to what it is in Phasmophobia, but then there are a lot of things where I just can't. So I just kind of find whatever, like, it reminds me of what it is. It has the same, like, feeling to it. Which is pretty much how all of the, like, paintings and posters and stuff, I just kind of, whatever I remember it looking like is what I use, so that's what I do. Also, this is the one bathroom you guys get to watch me furnish. There are 4 bathrooms in this house, and all 4 of them are pretty much identical. So I just kind of cut out, because it took me about 3 hours to build this whole place, and my editing software only lets you go 4 times speed. It doesn't let you go any faster than that. So that was a very long video, and I had to cut some things out, so I didn't have a 40-minute video, which is kind of how it was going. So instead, you guys get to watch me do this one bathroom, and then none of the other bathrooms, which, to be honest, like, who needs to watch? See, there we go. That's what it looks like when you try to size down that vanity. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work at all. So I was just like, fine, I won't do it. Whatever. Also, the bathrooms in this house are really weird. They have these, like, shower tub combos, but there are no, like, shower curtains. So it's just like a shower head coming out of the wall into the bath, but there's nothing keeping that water from just going all over the floor. And I think that's kind of ridiculous. But maybe that's just me. So I'm actually really happy with how it looks like from the outside. It's hilarious to me. Now I just have that empty room there that just doesn't matter. So I can have the gigantic master closet, the master bedroom, master bathroom, and then this huge walk-in closet. It's like goals, to be honest. Like, that is a gigantic walk-in closet. Obviously, in the game, it's just like empty hangers and stuff, but we can't really do that in The Sims, so I just have it be a closet that has stuff in it, because why not? You know, I might as well just make it work. There's like also like a storage tub in there, so I put in the decorations from Seasons, which is the expansion pack that brought in weather and like holidays and stuff. So I got pretty good use out of it. Also, there's like, in this house, there is a laundry room, and it has like shelves in it too, and it's just the wrong size to be able to do in The Sims. So I had to actually just make it smaller and stack the washer and dryer instead of having them next to each other. Also, funnily enough, there's only one laundry basket in the entire house, and that is in the hallway upstairs. And this is a 4-bedroom house. That's a lot of people for one laundry basket. It's kind of ridiculous. But, you know. So I ended up doing this office. It took a while to figure out how I wanted it to look. There are no like upright pianos in The Sims 4. There's like a keyboard, which is what I end up using, and there is a like a grand piano. So obviously the grand piano wasn't going to work, so I used the keyboard in this office area, which this office is also just really weird. You know, it has that super weird rug situation going on again. And it has there's like an ottoman and then a computer. So there's like, I couldn't tell if there was a computer in the parents' room. I think there's a laptop, but I couldn't tell. And then upstairs in like, I think it's like the boys' room or whatever it's supposed to be, that ends up being, I think it's either a laptop or a tablet. So I put down a laptop because it seemed right. I wasn't sure though. Apparently all of the rooms have, like, you're supposed to be able to tell who it's for, and I have no idea. But I get that if you ask the Ouija board, it will tell you, like, where the ghost is. And it's like, oh, that's cool. Also, this is the house where I most often die. Not because this is like a hard map or something like that, but just because this is where it's always like, okay, and now you need a picture of the ghost. And everyone's like, okay, let's do it. So I end up just standing in the house, like, chanting the ghost's name to get them to show up so I can take a picture. And then I die. I'm like, it's fine. I only have a few things I've bought, so it won't matter. Just make sure you take a picture of my body. Bye. And then that's what happens. But I'm also just an incredible, like, scaredy cat. Which if you watch my stream of playing it, you will see that I'm a complete scaredy cat, and I will just go sit in the van until everyone else is done. I'm just like, no. Also, in The Sims 4, there are no cars. We have had The Sims 4 for 6 years, almost 7 years now, and they still haven't added cars into the game, so I have to go into the debug objects to find cars and garage doors. So it means that they don't technically, like, do anything. If you download the build, they're just, like, your Sims won't even act like they're there most of the time. So that's why I try not to use debug objects like this, but there are cars in that in that garage, so I did that. I used some of the things I was actually able to find, which is really funny. Like, I could put those 2 lockers in on that side, and I used a garden hose in a red color to be the, like, extension cord that's on the wall, which I love. That I was like, wait, isn't there like an orange? Yep, that. I actually love how that came out. Upstairs is where things got really weird, because I had to add a lot of extra rooms that you can't get inside to make the floor plan make sense, and make sense with downstairs and how it looks like from the outside. So there's just a bunch of empty rooms. You know, that's fine. This house ends up being like 80,000 simoleons, which if you aren't like a Sims player, you'll be like, I don't know what that means. A Sim starts out with 20,000 simoleons, as like, that's like the starter amount they start with. But like a house of 4 people starts with like 28,000 or something like that. I can't remember exactly. But it does mean that this is obscenely expensive for what it is. Like, for a 4-bedroom house, 80,000 is a bit much. But it's because I just didn't care about what I was using when I was building it. I wasn't on a budget. I don't even know if this bedroom works, by the way. I didn't play test it because I didn't really care if it was usable, because it doesn't really make sense. Like, I don't think people are really gonna play in this house, I feel. If you're gonna put it down, it's gonna be for the novelty of it, so it doesn't really matter. I did make it a haunted house, though, so it is haunted, and as I was trying to get screenshots and stuff, there were, like, ghosts in the way, but not like ghosts. In the new pack, we now have something called specters. So ghosts are like, your sim dies and becomes a ghost, and will come back and, like, haunt and break things and stuff like that, and scare people. So they've introduced these things called specters, and they're, like, these cute, they're cute, they're incredibly cute, little ghosty guys. And they can be, like, really mad or sad or happy. And they're the things that come with haunted houses to scare your Sims. And you can, like, try to ask them to leave, or, like, offer them part of your soul to get them to leave, or offer them something you've made to get them to leave. And they were just everywhere. They were just absolutely everywhere where I was trying to take screenshots. So I just went, okay, fine. I'll just make it part of it. So that was fun. I actually am really proud of how this turned out. I hope you guys like it. I didn't know exactly how to do the backyard, so I just didn't. I basically just made a patio, and then I don't know if you can leave. Can you? Please let me know in the comments if you are actually able to go into the backyard. I've never tried, to be honest, so just let me know in the comments. Also, let me know in the comments, wow, this is so terrible. It's engagement either way for me, so if you wanna tell me this is bad and awful, you're allowed to. It's your opinion. You can do that. I am starting to get to the end of the build, which is fun. So if you guys like this video, make sure you give a big ol' thumbs up and leave me a comment telling me if you like it. What other map in Phasmophobia should I build as a haunted house? Well, not the prison or the asylum or the high school, because we can't do that kind of thing. It has to just be one of the houses. So let me know which one you would like to see me do next. And just tell me how I did. Just give me between 1 and 5, how did I do? If you like this video and you want to see more like it, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell button to get a notification every time I post a new video. And some people do. I can see that people have actually hit the bell button in my analytics, because it shows up as people who have clicked from a notification. So it makes me happy when you do that. So make sure you hit that bell button. If you guys want to see me play Phasmophobia live, you can find me on my Twitch channel, Curlmeister Sisters. I am a huge scaredy cat, and I'm not very good at it. So come laugh at me and tell me how to play, please. I have back seating on. It's allowed. Thank you guys so much for watching, and peace out, y'all.